Okay, so effective from today, I would request you guys to please note down each and everything because you're gonna be a part of reconciliations. So I would request you to note down all important elements. If you don't record it or don't, note down in your notebook, you might face a lot of challenges once you join, companies like Apex, Citco, or the fund admin house, especially because they don't have a training plan. Training plan, it means training plan which offers that in detail insight about other processes, products, and all. So we'll discuss here, but from your side, I would expect that you're writing down each and everything important lines because from effective from today. So we, as I told in last week, so we'll cover the reconciliation topics, right? Reconciliation topics. Okay. So this is our portfolio. It's now opening balance, closing balance. So download the statement first because see, in reconciliation, what happened? I'll give you the background first. So note down that, then I'll download the statement. Reconciliation process flow, right? Recon starts with your, so there are types of recon. So types of recon, it means trade date recon. Let's say a fund purchase security today, then automatically if the fund purchase security today, so it means you need to perform the reconciliation today with the quantity, price, trade date, amount, and counterparty, who is the counterparty and all, and you need to perform or provide confirmation to the accounting team, yes, whatever security purchased which is accurate. So that reconciliation, we call it as a trade date recon. Then other would be trade date plus one. So it means if, let's say, any trade if executed on Friday, then that should be reconciled on Monday or today. So that particular that particular security or that particular transaction would be in our queue for a recon today. So that recon, we call it as a trade date plus one. It means trade date plus one reconciliation. Then or trade date plus one recon, you can say. Now the same in India, like trade date plus one, it means it's a settlement date. Settlement date recon. So there would be another type which is settlement date reconciliation. Once the security settled in your demat account, or once the transaction payout, pay in or payout received in your bank account or a trading account or maybe demat account, so that transactions, we call it as a settlement, transactions. And then those transactions, it needs to be reconciled on settlement date basis. Those transactions needs to be reconciled on settlement date basis. So these are the main aspect which you would see in your recon process. Third, maybe in a corporate action, so you would see ex-state reconciliation and record date reconciliation. So in a last week we have already discussed ex-date. It means stock exchange process the benefit as per the ex-date. So you need to perform the reconciliation on the basis of ex-date, and company process the benefit on the basis of record date. then you need to access the positions or whatever stocks holdings that you have on the basis of record it and reconcile it. All right. So these are the types of recon which you would see. Apart from that, you would also see the types of recon, that is just hold on. There are people who are sending queries. My friend to hold on. We are checking and we'll get back to you. People, they are texting on WhatsApp with the inquiry and with their issues. So just text them that just hold on, don't worry about it. We'll send you the offline if you're not able to access it. All right. So recon date, ex date, recon date. So there would be other different types also. So you might see that is external reconciliation and internal reconciliation. Internal reconciliation. External, it means, note down, if you perform the recon with external counterpart like custodian, broker, and bank account, bank's account, that recon you can call it as an external reconciliation. And internal, it means if you perform recon to validate the internal system data. If you perform recon to validate the internal system data, so that recon you can call it as internal reconciliations. In internal reconciliations, you would see the sub processes or sub recon types. So here you would see sub recon types. For sub recon activity, I would say instead that. For example, custodian account versus custodian versus internal system. Internal system data. Right? And when we say internal system data, that means you can say your MO position. MO means middle office. Back office. Middle office, back office. Right? Internal system data, it means middle office and back office. Then broker to internal system data, same, middle office and back office. Then bank account data, internal versus internal system, and this recon you can call it as a, means it's a external versus internal. Then Nostro recon, Nostro. Nostro, it means global transactions. Basically, that would be your cash book versus again bank statement. Means it is kind of a bank to bank transfers or transactions that you need to match. So that becomes your nostro ostro reconciliations. But yes, all are the part of external reconciliations. So this is a very basic. So you should know it. What are the different types of recon or activities that we perform? Note it down this. So nobody teach like this, okay, in corporate. So now you have one. So if you see, you can ask to that guy. So there is one guy who joined in the recon session today. So he's a working experienced, but nobody teach you in detail like this. So note down each and everything. Then under the internal reconciliations, see internal as I told, if you perform recon to validate the internal system data, it means middle office, versus back office versus front office, front office, right? Then then uh, journal entries versus group ledger versus and trial versus trial balance versus balance sheets, balance sheets, and P&L. So this is your system data, means you need to match it off. System data reconciliation. System data recon. So note down this. Internal and external. Sub-recon activities. Apart from that, you would see main types. Main three types means there are three types of recon. Main recon types. Main recon types. One, cash recon. All right. Main cash recon. Then another one is position recon. And holding recon. Cash recon, position recon, and holding recon. Holding, it means demat account holding versus internal system data. So activity would be demat account holding versus internal system data. So basically this activity we perform on settlement date basis. Settlement date and even trade date also. Trade date of securities. And as and when required, as and when required. So that depends. So internal system, it means every transaction that we record it on a system. For example, let's say trade processing team, trade processing team, settlement team, basically middle office and back office teams, they book the trades on trade date and settlement date. So their data, their entries or their transaction versus the demat account holding. For example, let's assume it. So, so ICICI is the let's say custodian, an internal system which you have is Geneva. So it means Geneva transaction versus ICICI broker transactions for a same account that you can match or that you can tie. So this is how you can perform a recon. So that recon becomes your holding recon. So your fund holded securities in demat account, and that security details you need to match with the Geneva system data. So for a reconciliation purpose, I'll create the number of transactions so that you can check it out how you need to perform the reconciliations. I'll create the data for you guys. Okay. So holding reconciliations, custodian versus Geneva means whatever transactions, whatever means whatever. For example, again, if you ask me in short, let's say in a demat account, there is one security Wipro. Quantity, let's say 400. Price 400. TD, trade date 9/6, settlement date. So let's say this is your data. Same exactly your trade processing teams, they record the same details in your system. So that should tie. So if you see name, that is matching, quantity price, that is also matching, trade date, settlement date. So that is also matching. So line by line item, it should match. Because this details custodian update. Custodian team update. And this details internal trade processing teams, trade processing, and middle office teams update. Okay. So you shouldn't be any questions. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. Any questions, guys?
No, sir.
Okay. Then cash recons. Cash recons, it means, so you would see in a broker system here, stocks, my portfolio allocation of funds. Here if you see. So in the broker account, I have added bank account, right? I have added bank account. Why is a bank account you have added? I have added bank account where I can transfer the cash transactions. Means I can deposit cash, I can withdraw cash, I can also pay the broker fees, charges, right? I can invest or I can make a positions in commodities, currencies, derivatives. So I can do anything. So ultimately, this is this is for something where you can see allocation of funds. But yes, so the important aspect is so cash, my bank account play role as a cash book. So where you would see each and every activity on my bank account, means fund related activity, all fund related activities that you would see. So it means once you download the statement, so that statement provides you all the details, right? Statements provide you all the details. And here we talked about the demat holding. So it means, so Lords, Maharashtra Corporation, and SPL Semiconductor and S Bank Limited. These are the securities I'm holding in my demat account. So if you see, those securities I'm holding in my demat account. So here the demat account details, which you can see, demat account details. So this all securities are linked to this, means those are in the demat account of this, and the ICICI broker is providing the safekeep services to my securities. So my securities are with this demat account. So now if you ask me, sir, what about your positions? Positions, it means here if you see, I have some open positions also, so that you can check. So this is the data where we can see the position details. Position, it means I have opted. So if you see this wording, so margin on position. So I have taken margin, I have taken loan. I have asked broker to uh, pay the loan amount to me. So broker paid loan amount to me, and then I have taken. So if you see, broker paid 64,000 margin to me, and then I purchased the securities, and those securities would be my positions. So why positions again? Position, it means someone also contributed. So I'm not holding that fully. It means I don't have a fully rights of this particular securities. I'm not holding that full rights. I'm just holding, you know, a half right, I would say, in a percentage, 10%, 20%. I'm not holding fully rights with this particular securities, and I don't have that rights. So ultimately, right? So that's the important aspect, and you should know it. So what are the securities which comes under your position? Position, it means I'm not holding those securities fully, even though I have purchased it, but I'm not holding it. Why you are not holding, sir? If you click on this, I'll have, if I want to hold the securities, then I'll have to convert into delivery. And if I want to convert that into delivery, let's say how much margin is required. So I have purchased 50 quantities. So it will ask for a fund, and I don't have a fund. I have only 10,000 in my accounts. I don't have much of funds. So uh, I don't want to convert that into delivery at the moment. So once I have a full amount, so I can convert, and then I can say, yes, those are my holdings. And automatically security will remove from here, and it will deposited in my demat account. But again, why the securities which are saying under position? Because those securities I have purchased on loan. I have taken a loan and I have purchased on loan. And until repayment of the loan amount to the broker will hold the rights of those securities. Why? Because broker contributed amount to purchase securities. That's the whole purpose. And here it is 100% of mine. So I'm the owner of those securities. I'm the owner. Nobody else. I'm the owner of those securities. So if you see, those are under my demat account. And here also, so you should understand, if you see any mandate as such, any withdrawal of quantity, any please request, please, it means deposit security and taken loan. So I don't have any obligations as such. I don't have any obligations as such. So those are fully of mine. So I'm holding the rights. But if I talk about this security, broker paid 64,000 margin, and broker will ask for the same if I want the securities back, or if I want the securities in my demat account. So that's the difference between demat holding and positions. So what if, say, if you purchase any derivative contracts, so that also you would see under positions. So note down this. It's an important one. So under positions, under demat holding, it means if you're holding the securities, if you hold securities for a long term, that sec we call holding. All right, any question so far? No, right, guys?
No, sir.
And under position, the recon would be remain same, so it means won't be any change in it, but need instead demand, I would say trading account. Trading account, not holding positions. Wording will change. Right? Trading account positions, internal system data versus your trading account positions, not the demat account. So we have already discussed about demat account. I showed you the positions where you can check it. So now they recon this would with your trading account. Trading account, it means this positions all becomes your trading accounts. All right. Then here remain the see. You need to perform reconciliations with the details like stock name, then quantities, price, last trade price. It's a key information. You need to match with those. It's not something difficult, right? So you can match with the normal information. Then your profit and loss. But here the important the your the terms that you need to verify with the position is margin. So now if you see for a KPIT stock, how much amount that I have paid, you can check it here. So initial margin, so I have paid 34,000 from my pocket. So amount payable 51,000. Why? Because total value details was 80,000, 80,000 around that paid to acquire this particular securities. And then available margin, it means up to 85 to 33. So the margin was available. So this is the details. And if you see any margin, if the broker is required, then broker will provide details here. At the moment, no margin is required. And if any margin as such required, then I can add here. I can add the margin here. But already the balance is available. 10,000 balance is available in pocket. So here the balance is available. Already the balance is available. So broker can utilize balance from here. There is no issue of balance. But you need to check the same key information and try to match it off. So for a reconciliation purpose, key information that you need to check with the positions, trade date, key information, need to verify. So that key information would be trade date, settlement date, or expiry date. Expiry date, amount, margin, amount, quantity, price, total amount, etc. So it means here with the if I talk about your demand holding, so you don't need to worry about margin and all. Right? There would be directly settlement date, amount, not margin, quantity, price, total amount. You can check that here with the demat account holding. So do you see any margin details or margin information? No, because we have paid fully amount. We have paid full amount to purchase it. You don't need to worry about margin again and again. So with the demat or holding recon, you need to check traded settlement amount, quantity, price. That's it. All right. Any questions so far? Position recon, holding recon, then finally there would be cash reconciliation. Cash reconciliation. See, under cash reconciliations, you would see cash plays crucial role, guys, in both the part, in the holding as well as holding and positions. In both the cases, your cash recon plays crucial role. So why so? If you want to purchase securities, cash will come into picture. If you want to sell the securities, cash will come into picture. If you purchase securities on loan, again your cash will come into picture. Means without cash, there is no transaction, there is no trades in this market. Correct. Without cash, there is no trades or transaction in this market. So cash directly relate with the holding positions or any transaction if you see across all the fund accounting processes. Without cash, even the NAV also. So why we are calculating NAV? Because we want to check the cash position. Cash position, it means cash value. We have purchased securities, we have sold some securities, we are holding some securities. But what is the value of those securities in cash? That's the important and key element of your entire accounting reports and all, because in every way, so we are trying to calculate the exposure of entire holding and positions in cash, and that will split across all the units. That becomes your NAV per unit. So ultimately, without cash, there is no recon. All right. Okay. So here the important aspect is, so you need to check the amount, currency, or any deposit, withdrawal, margin, interest, buy and sell transactions, internal transfers, then any expenses transactions if you see, or anything. So it means anything, any transactions, any miscellaneous transactions, including dividends, interest payment, dividends, interest payment, that all we compute in cash. That all we compute in cash. It needs to be, it needs to be monitored, it needs to be matched, it needs to be calculated or measured in your cash only and updated your the bank accounts. So that's what your cash recon come into picture. Cash recon plays a very crucial role that directly affect on any net assets. That doesn't mean other will not. Every break, every position, every quantity, every holding that will affect. But see anyway, so it means holding and position value, or if you want to even make position or buy any securities for holding purpose, so without cash you cannot do it. And that's what your cash recon is important. That help you to tie the position and holding balances accurately, right? The same information you would see under positions also, but apart from that, so you might see here means with the holdings margin, I don't think so here that you need to highlight, but yes, under position you would see margin and all. So this data is required, and under cash recon you would see similar set of transaction types: buy, sell, incoming wire, outgoing wire, withdrawal, then pay downs, DC, delayed compensation, cost of carry, interest on collateral, collateral. So those would be your transaction types under positions and under holding when you perform the cash recon. But yes, for a cash recon, your data would be, so you can refer the holding statement, it means broker statement, versus position, it means your broker statement, custodian statement, and broker statement, prime brokers. Statements versus your bank account. Even if you want reconciliations, bank account versus custodian account versus broker account, you can perform in that way also. If you don't want to perform in that way, because anyways you would see position and stocks or holding a relation with cash. That's what you need to perform the reconciliation like this. Okay. So far, any question? So this was the background, guys. So different types of recon, then activities and all. So see where you start, I'll tell you. If you don't know the different types of reconciliation, let's say there is a discrepancy in your system data, you are saying different quantity. Let's say the number of quantities here, if you see 1000 quantities that I have. So I'm seeing 1000 quantities on demat account, because demat, or let's say your uh, custodian account. But in an internal system, you might be, let's say you have only 100, 200,000, 900, 800, means different quantity in the picture. So that's what you need to reconcile those and find out why there is a discrepancy. Why there is a discrepancy. And if there is a discrepancy, then that will be your responsibility to find out that. All right. So I'll send you this sheet, don't worry. But any questions if you have, just let me know. And if you don't have any questions, I'll jump on other things. This will be okay. So now I'll come to the reconciliation process flow. So how the data it means this data flow down into the system. How this data it means position details, right? I'll purchase the securities, I'll sell the securities. So it means this is the live data, guys. Okay, so this data you need to first of all record that in your internal accounting system. If you don't record that in your internal accounting system, then how will you perform the reconciliations, right? How will you perform the reconciliations? Then how this data will flow down in your internal accounting system? We'll see that. I'll open this. First of all, I'll explain what happened exactly, means in the reconciliation process flow. So if you see this information, every day, uh, brokers every day, brokers or maybe the internal fund accounting teams. So team's name would be your fund admin recon team or fund admin team. So what they do, they pull the statements from the broker side. So they actually access the way I have accessed the accounts. They access the accounts in the same way. They access the accounts, and after the access, they save the statements. They save the statements in the reconciliation system or in the path of reconciliation system, because reconciliations it means now we have a different tools. Let's say Frontier, IntelliMatch, then TLM, ESOPs, Duco, Ultrix. They are the reconciliation tools. They are the reconciliation tools. So how that will be integrated in the fund accounting system? So I'll walk you through the different applications and all, means data linking. But yes, so every day fund admin teams, they download the reports, trading reports or holding reports, cash reports. They download it and upload those reports on the internal reconciliation tool. They upload the reports in the backend. They upload the reports in the internal reconciliation tools, but they also download the one report from the internal accounting platform. Accounting platform and reconciliation platform both are different things. They download the reports from the internal accounting platforms. They download the reports from the broker sites, custodians, and bank account, and then after they upload the data in a system where, let's say, XYZ tool will help them to consolidate the data in the reconciliation format. Consolidate the data in a reconciliation format. So what it means, let's say custodian data, you might say different formats. If you pull it, if I pull the custodian data, so this data, if I pull this, if you see here, you would see different format, right? And here in the with the positions, you would see different format, and with the cash transaction also you would see different format. So if you have a different formats, then it will take time to perform reconciliation. So you want the data in a generic format. You want the data in a generic format, and then your responsibility is to pull that data into one in a format, or stream that data into format, reconciliation formats, and upload that on Recon tool. Upload that on Recon tool like TLM, Duco, IntelliMatch, then Frontier. These are the popular tools which we use in a reconciliation process. Correct? And after the after the uploading of the data into Recon system, they notify to all the teams, reconciliation teams, because for every product, you would see different teams. You would see different teams. So product, it means, let's say, deposit, FX, expense, collateral, security lending, pay downs, corporate actions, options, money transfers. So these are the different products where you would see different teams where they take care of different breaks. Or maybe, so one team, they'll work on same, means all the breaks. So here you would see teams, or else one team will take care of it all the breaks. So that depends. After the data upload into the reconciliation system, so that admin team will notify to everyone, and then they'll take care of it, right? So any questions so far? In Excel, I'll walk you through how that looks like. Process flow of Recon. So this was the key details, background of Recon. Now I'll walk you through the process flow of Recon. Process flow of Recon. Or instead process flow, you can say data flow also. Data flow of Recon. So before that, okay, first of all, discuss it, and I'll show you something that you can watch from your side and see. Reconciliations, process flow, and data process flow. Okay. There would be external accounts, external accounts. When we say external accounts, when we say external accounts, bank accounts come first, then trading accounts, and custodian accounts. Custodian accounts. Trading accounts, custodian accounts. Bank accounts, trading accounts, and custodian accounts. So you might see multiple custodians here, multiple brokers here. So that depends. So, but yeah, for example, I'll just take one broker name so that you can understand in a simple way. ICICI is the trading account. Then here we have custodian. It means again ICICI we have as a custodian. So in an international market, so you might see BNY, NT, then CT who work as a custodian. All right. All right. Right. And the other brokers here, brokers you would see, let's say again NT, Wells Fargo, BNY, GS, Bank of America. There are many more. There are the popular examples. If you join any institution as such, so you will see names like this. right? So they are the broker and custodian. So what I'll do, I'll take the names like, let's say ICICI here. If you want to pull the reports, NT, let's assume it we have all these brokers. Wells Fargo, GS, BNY, and Bank of America. Same you would see in case of bank accounts. Axis Bank, let's say Street, then BNY, BNP, NT. So these are the bank accounts. This is for USD. Street, sorry, Axis Bank is for INR. Street, you would see for, let's assume it, USD, BNY for Euro, BNP for uh, BNP for any Kuwait currency, and this is for Taiwan THB currency. These are the currencies. Right? So we have different bank accounts for different currencies. So the market is also important. Market, it means US market, Indian market, let's say UK, US, then Indian market, Kuwait. I'll have to check it whether it is Kuwait or something. But I'm taking as Kuwait at the moment. Kuwait market. THB means, I believe, let me check THB currency. THB currency.
Thailand, but
Thailand one. Yes. Thai. And KWH. 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 KMK currency. Let me check it whether it, I think it's not a KWH. I'll take the Sri Lankan currency. Okay, so they have also rupees. So I'll take INR for Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, right? So this account categorization is also one of the important aspect of your Recon process. Right? Same, let's say this broker will work for different currencies. Broker will work for different currencies, but let's assume it Goldman Sachs is for swap contracts, whatever swap contracts that the fund will sign. So all swap contract details where the Goldman Sachs will maintain, right? Holding details. stocks, holding and intraday position or margin positions. Right. NT, okay, Bank of America will provide the government bonds facility. BNY, let's say BNY loan transaction details, loan transaction facility, loan transaction ABS and MBS. Right. NT will offer, Wells Fargo will offer options and futures, derivatives, and NT say money market transactions. Right. So market wise, you can link the bank account, but so you might see multiple bank accounts under one segment because fund house will trade under different categories, different brokers for a different currencies, right? Under different segments. So it means you might see here two accounts for INR as well as for euro or USD or multiple accounts also. So that depends on the investment strategy, right? But again, account mapping, if we want me to discuss, let's say under GS, they have mapped bank account, broker account, broker account, and bank account. Bank account. Same for here, same for here. Broker and custodian. Custodian account. And bank account. Hmm. Then let's say fund is bullish with the Bank of America. So you will invest in Indian market. So this is your mapping. So it means broker account linked with your bank account, broker account linked with bank account, broker account linked with bank account. Here you can say broker plus custodian. They'll offer facility like this. All right. So you have a broker accounts as well as bank accounts details. So it means the logic of this under, let's say, BNY. So it means BNY bank account, so we have linked broker account. So under GS account, fund can place trades for swaps transactions, right? Under WFS broker, fund manager can buy and sell the options and futures under WFS, means Wells Fargo broker. Under this ICICI fund can, so for ICICI you can refer this one. We have already, you can refer this one. So you can refer this one under your broker ICICI. So this broker will offer facility for equity and stocks holding. Broker, let's say NT will offer money market facility. Broker BNY will offer loan, ABS and MBS trading facility. And broker Bank of America will work as a broker as well as custodian, right? And let's say this is the international fund. And when we say international, it means broker will, the fund will place trades in different currencies for a different markets, right? So this is a GMT fund flow structure. All right. Okay. Okay. Then, so separately also you can refer as a custodian if you want, but here already we have taken it, custodian ICICI. So I'll remove this one. Now see the layer, bank account, trading account, or custodian account, trading account and custodian account. Custodian accounts. So here you would see where fund admin team, so they pull the statements. Fund admin team, they would be here where they pull the statements, bank statements, broker statements, custodian statements. So they pull the statements, right? They pull the statements. Run the batches, it means for every broker, country wise, you would see different timings. For US market, let's say market opens from the 4 p.m. Indian market opens at 9:30. So it means admin teams, they provide support 24/7. So their job would be to pull the statements, run the batches, it means. So here they can run the macro event actually. Run the macro. So they run the macro, pull the it's not this way. For a time being, I'll keep this aside. Okay. So this is the process flow where that fund will receive. But so GMT funds, GMT funds internal teams. GMT funds internal teams. Internal teams, it means middle office teams. Middle office teams, they work as a investment manager service, IMS. They work as a IMS, investment manager service. So you would see name like IMS, IMS, IMS. We are reaching out to IMS. We have received email from IMS. IMS, it means investment manager service team, right? So here we are talking about now internal. So here you might see broker MO team also. Broker MO team. MO means middle office team. So where on behalf of broker, they'll communicate with the fund internal teams, MO teams, and they both the teams they coordinate, right? So they coordinate, and MO teams capture the trades. Capture the trades booked into the system. So they capture the trades and booked into the system. So back office team means fund back office team, they refer the same book the trades and settle for the instructions, right? For the instructions. So here you would see under middle office, it means middle office, it's a one kind of department, right? So you would see multiple middle office teams for a different securities, or for a different brokers, or maybe for a different currencies. On the basis of currencies, on the basis of market, on the basis of let's say country, so fund can create different teams, or even broker can also have a different teams where they provide supports, broking supports to their clients. So that depends on their requirement. But the point here is the funds back office team every day funds back office team on a T+1 day. So on T+1 day, T means traded plus 1 day received broker statement from MO or maybe broker directly. Fund back office team, they receive statement from middle office or maybe directly from broker. So their job is to validate received instructions and booked it into the system, right? Booked it into the system. So their main job is, so all the brokers, different brokers, they'll send the statement in Excel. So in Excel it means they'll receive instructions like this, and then they buy and sell they record the buy and sell details in the system, right? So every day they received the information, every day they received the input, and then they booked it into the system. Okay. So once they booked it into the system, so it means automatically, so system will create one ledger, correct? If I book anything in system will create one ledger, and ultimately, so I have one data that is a broker data. So that becomes my statement versus ledger. So that's how your Recon teams come into picture, right? So broker middle office team and fund middle office team, they coordinate, they confirm the settlements or a trade details, they confirm the trade details. So captured and confirmed trades settled in MO, right? So they settle the trades, confirm the trade, settle the trades in MO, and send the same to back office, where back office teams they follow the same and book the trades or settle the trades accordingly for accounting purpose, right? And then after, so here you would see multiple teams who take care of multiple different products. For example, let's say under back office team, middle office, we are assuming we have only one team, which is IMS, Investment Manager Service. They work for a different markets. But under back office team, so for a different products, let's say for a loan product, syndication team, we have a different team. So that team you can call it as a BD, bank date team also, where they take care of loans, buy and sell, pay downs. Pay downs, it means the portion that the counterparts, or let's say fund, return the portion of principal or main loan amount. Pay down, delayed comp, cost of carry, assignments fees, transfer fees. The loan syndication team, they pull the same details like loans, buy and sell, pay downs, delayed comp, cost of carry, assignment fees, transfer fees, total commitment. Total commitment, it means total loan amount. Then after LX ID, LX means loan ID, LX ID or QSIP, sometime Bloomberg ID. Bloomberg, it means it's an information providing provider system or broking system. They provide their own ID for each transaction. Trade ticket, settlement platform. Of course, key information would be trade date, settlement date, counterparty name, then trade allocation method, like prorata, and LIFO and FIFO. So loan, buy and sell, pay down, delayed comp, cost of carry, assignment fees, transfer fees, total commitment, LX ID, trade ticket, trade settlement platform, trade details. So this is the key information. Without this, trade processing teams, they won't be able to book the trades. Simple. So without this key information, fund back office, loan syndication team, and even same input is required for a middle office also. Without this input, they won't be able to do anything as such. Same input they required also, and loan syndication team also, they require same details. Without this input, without this information, they cannot book any trades as such in the system. They cannot, right? So if you ask me how this looks like, I'll send you the document in your WhatsApp group, or let me check it if I have anything as such. or else I'll send that to you personally. Okay. I'll send that to you personally because it's a confidential document, so I'll send that to you personally. So you can check it out. So loan syndication team, so they booked their data into the system. So why this is important? Because if you don't understand this background, then you cannot work perfectly in reconciliation, right? So this input is required to the trade processing team as well as to the middle office team, and even for a reconciliation also. So how this data looks like, if you ask me this question in your system, let's say loan trade type is buy, pay down at the moment, or let's say it is already considered 10% pay down, or maybe 25% pay down up to 1 year. It is possible. Delayed comp, it means it's interest payment. Let's say 3%, and 3% is the cost of carry. Interest rates. Assignment fees directly, let's say 1000 USD, fund confirm it. Transfer fees 200, already confirm it. Total commitment, LXID, it looks like this, 7 digit. Trade ticket, it's a ticket reference number, 5 digit, 6 digit, depends. Settlement platform, let's say ClearPar. The ClearPar is the ClearPar or market where most of the trades get settled. Trade date, let's say only this executed today, and settlement date is not yet decided. Allocation will be on the basis of pro rata. Okay. Let's say FIFO. FIFO is a good method. And market type. Market type is LSTA. If the market type is LSTA, it means the trade will settle on T+5. LSTA means Loan Syndication Trading Association. Note it down somewhere. LSTA means Loan Syndication Trading Association. Loan Syndication Trading Association. And that there is one more market, LMA market, which is Loan Mortgage Association. So basically, LSTA is for US market, US trades, or it's a US market. And LMA means it's a UK market. UK means United Kingdom, USA. All right. Okay. So this is the input that the trade processing teams, they pulled it from the broker platform because broker maintain the same details. So clearing agent also maintain the same details. So they pull this information, and booked it into the internal accounting system. Right, internal account. It's a very means to understand this first, and if you understand this first, so you can easily perform the reconciliation. The reconciliation is nothing but it's a match the same data in the internal records. See, there are teams, trade processing teams, they'll record the same information, and your job is to verify it from reconciliation perspective. Line by line, it should tie. That's it. You're going to do this in. So this is all about your loan syndication product. Let's say, but record it somewhere. We should highlight that here something. Provide, I will change this information. Right, under loan. So under options, so you might see derivative team, derivatives future team. They work on a different inputs. So there would be different teams for normal equity, trade processing team. They for the same broker platform, and they book the trades, money market team, then OTC swaps, OTC GSEC, government securities. We'll continue with this tomorrow. The same will have to start out 2 to 3 exam means 2 to 3 teams details. Then only we would be able to link the reconciliation data. So any questions so far?
No, sir, no, sir.
Okay, all good. So we'll connect tomorrow at same time. So it's almost 11. Meanwhile, you have a text
Sir, one
message.
doubt, sir.
Yes.
In reconciliation part, every product we have to do on reconciliation, or so one product will give and
No,
we
no.
have to
For
do on
every
that
product,
reconciliation.
we'll have to do the reconciliation. And that's what,
Okay.
see, why I'm taking few couple of examples for loans, for derivatives, equity, OTC. The reason is we perform the reconciliations for each and every products,
Okay.
and
Okay.
that is also in details. So I have already the scenarios, practical scenarios, but this won't help. It's a theoretical aspect. So I'm just starting out from a very basic, so that you can understand it how the data flow down into the system. Bank account to trading to means different trading accounts, and then middle office, back office, and then after your fund admin team come here where they pull this information and as well as broker information here, this information, their statements, and upload it on Recon tool. The Recon tool, so you might see here, and then your reconciliation starts. So we'll have to discuss one more leg, and then we'll reach to the reconciliation points. And then your different, these are the breaks, options, corporate actions, pay down, security. So these are the breaks. So then breaks will come into picture. Anyway, we'll continue with this tomorrow.